Welcome to the Simply Seasonal Cooking Show.
I'm Megan.
And I'm Cara.
And today we're talking about beans.
We're spilling the beans on beans today because it's Super Bowl. So we have prepared this week this beautiful Super Bowl bean chili. And there's a reason why beans have become a part of Super Bowl season, football season, and winter.
So we intuitively know that beans are good for you during the winter, and in Chinese medicine, winter is the season of the kidneys. So if you take a look at any of these beans, they look exactly like kidneys, even called kidney beans. So the kidneys are the battery of the endocrine system, and your endocrine system produces all of your hormones. So especially if you have any fatigue, adrenal fatigue, a thyroid condition, insulin resistance, or high stress, or any like PCOS, endometriosis, anything having to do with your hormones, then nourishing the kidneys is vital for you.
Beans are also really high in vitamins and minerals, so they're really great little gems to get in your body. Mm-hmm. They're also a super source of fiber from plant fiber is like the best. We want to move that through our bodies. It's really good for our heart. It's great for our circulation. Just get everything moving. But speaking of getting things moving, we all know that beans are the magical fruit, and the more you eat them. So there's a reason for this. Beans actually have a layer called phytic acid, and this is the beans' system in nature to stay alive and protect itself.
So if there was like a bear roaming around in the wild and it sees some nuts and seeds and legumes and beans, it'll eat them because plants don't have legs. They have no way to spread their seed very easily. So animals can eat them, walk along, and then poop them out somewhere else so that they can grow.
Brilliant.
So it's literally indigestible.
Okay, so what can we do as humans to make them digestible and get all these vitamins and minerals from the beans?
Something we've been doing for thousands of years is soaking beans in water. So when we soak them in water, the phytic acid can come off of them into the water, and then now we're able to digest them. You can also soak them with some seaweed, which enhances that. You can cook them with seaweed as well. And also when you look at traditional cultures, you'll notice that beans are usually paired with pork or pork fat. And again, that was done intentionally because they noticed that it allowed them to digest it much easier, absorb the nutrients deeper, so they felt more satiated and energized.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So most easily and most commonly we find in the supermarket, our beans are in cans, and this is really super simple way to get them. Just make sure that your cans, the ingredients are just water, beans, and salt, and nothing else. A lot of times there's flavor enhancers, there's coloring, food coloring, there's different kinds of preservatives, which is unnecessary in the canning process. So just look for the straight up beans. The other thing is to look for non-BPA liner, because BPAs are an endocrine disruptor, which Megan just told us the beans are going to help our endocrine system, and then you have the BPA. So just look for that for nice and clean. But we don't know how these beans have been prepared. We don't know if they've been soaked. And so when using canned beans, be sure to use maybe the seaweed like the kombu to help with the digestion of the beans. And the best way to do it is to start with the raw dried beans and soak them in water for 24 hours. And you can switch out the water if it gets a little foamy, which it will, because the starch and the phytic acid will start to come off. Then when you're ready, just dump that water, fill it back up, covered in water, put it into your slow cooker for about 10 hours. I like to soak it right in the slow cooker pot so that there's not an extra dish. It's awesome. So once you have that done, you drain them and you store them in Ziploc bags, and then you can slip these right in the freezer, and then this is ready and available just like a can would be, right?
That's a
touchdown!
Well, that sounds simple enough.
Because it's simply seasonal. We're spilling the beans on beans today because it's Super Bowl. I'm fumbling over my words. It is beautiful bean chili. No? But speaking of getting things moving, we all know that beans are the magical fruit, and the more you eat them,
Red flag.
penalty.
Touchdown!
Penalty.
Animals can eat them, walk along, and then poop them out somewhere else so that they can grow.
Brilliant.